Hi everyone, today we'll make a review on the ICO UTEMIS, the only decentralized business-to-business e-commerce that uses the blockchain to transform the Latin America continent into one market. UTEMIS is a B2B platform geared to building trust by stressing and decentralizing merchant reputation, transaction assurance, and trading efficiency. It is focused in Latin America and it is integral with the UTEMIS token, this being essential to protect merchants from the vagaries and arbitrariness of local governmental interventions. In this, UTEMIS follows the proven business model of the leading Chinese e-commerce giants with a strong emphasis on reputation. For the reason given, the UTEMIS cryptocurrency is a necessary complement with the potential of transforming the entire Latin America region into a single economic space. UTEMIS identifies and solves three fundamental problems for small and medium-sized business in Latin America. First, it's finding other businesses, clients and suppliers to trade with a better margins. There is an entire industry of import-export companies in Latin America, but large overlooks small and mid-sized turnover value businesses. This region of the world has very inefficient communications and transportation. Distances are long, cultures are different, and the way of conducting business in each country is significantly different. As a result, business owners, particularly those of small and medium-sized firms, have to invest an unusual amount of energy and resources to find other businesses they can trust. This is the same problem that small and mid-sized Chinese companies had before the advent of the Chinese e-commerce giants. Moreover, finding a possible commercial counterparty is only half of the solution. You still need to trust that person or business and make sure that they will honor their word. In most cases, if something bad happens, these small companies will have to take the loss, or else they would have to spend a vast amount of time and resources in trying to legally redress the loss. This situation is choking small and medium-sized Latin American companies when it comes to internationalizing and finding growth abroad. Second, cost of internationalization and payment systems. Latin America economies are notoriously protectionist. Governments do not want domestic capital to move abroad or even outside of their control. As a result, it is difficult to conduct financial transactions in every country, and we mean inside the country. When it comes to sending money abroad, even if it is something justified, like purchasing goods, Latin American companies have to go through a number of administrative procedures, limitations, and controls with their banks that governments use as their policy implementers and gatekeepers. This is not only slow and inefficient, but it is also very expensive. For a small and medium-sized Latin American company, these costs are too high, both in time and in financial expenses. They also limit their ability to internationalize as much as they would like to because of the constraints that their own banks impose on them. Last but not least, businesses get stiffed after several transactions. Between companies in Latin America, there is a frequently used trick to stiffer another company. First, company A places a small order to company B and pays on time. Then this very same company A places a second slightly larger order with the same company B and again pays on time. After a few increasingly larger orders all paid diligently, the company A places a significantly larger order and then refuses to pay B given any sort of excuse. This happens quite frequently in Latin America, and because the legal system are too inefficient, many stiffed companies have no other reasonable choice that end up taking the hit. With UTEMIS, all the orders and payments are recorded and available in each company's reputation page. If one company stiffs another, first, as the payment was held in the escrow account, the money will be returned to the buyer minus any seller's transaction fees incurred. Subsequently, this event will be recorded into the buyer's reputation page, and this will be available in the blockchain for everyone else to see, including other potential customers or suppliers that were considering doing business with this buyer. UTEMIS provides a solution to these problems: decentralize the reputation of all businesses in Latin America on the blockchain. The first public and decentralized ledger where all their customers, UTEMIS is a business-to-business platform, so when they say customers they mean businesses, can check each other's reputation and contact business knowing that if they do something wrong, it will be in their profile. Other very successful marketplaces, for example Alibaba or eBay, are based solely on reputation. Reputation generates trust, which is the force that propels trade between buyers and sellers. A decentralized reputation system that works with smart contracts can boost trade for millions of small and medium-sized companies in Latin America. Companies that today are stuck because finding new growth is just too hard, expensive, and time-consuming. To conclude, UTEMIS' vision is that every business increases in wealth by having access to all the customers and suppliers in the entire Latin America economic space and by being able to choose with whom to trade based on their reputation, trust, reliability, and track record. I know I spent some time on explaining the problem, but it is essential to understand how big this project can be. UTEMIS team has an extensive professional experience in the banking industry. This is a team that knows the business, knows the territory, knows what needs to be done, and has done it before. The advisory board is particularly strong in banking and more particularly in payment platforms. UTEMIS was co-founded by two individuals, Dr. Juan Pablo Vázquez Sampere and Daniel Ortiz Uribe. Dr. Juan is an authority in disruptive innovation, mentor at TechStarts, world's largest startup accelerator, previous investment in Uber and Airbnb, for example, founder of two successful companies, member of NetExplo, UNESCO Observatory of Digital Technology, which actually had a conference 2 days ago in Paris, and he was a guest speaker and judge on cryptocurrency-related projects. Yes, I have done my research in this. And finally, a member of the advisory board at RV.Sol and Craft.co. On the other hand, Daniel is a serial entrepreneur and founder of three successful companies, Floresimas, Podaplanes, and Segurafacil. The rest of the team includes country managers from Colombia, Brazil, and Mexico, and two developers. Their team looks strong and is based on people that knows well how to create a successful business. Also to mention that they already have 10 companies that have already signed to integrate UTEMIS in their businesses. I know that this may sound a small number, but the ICO ends in 2.5 months from now. This seems a great start to me, to have already businesses committed in your business model. The UTEMIS platform works like an exchange. That means that several types of operations are not included in the blockchain. For instance, when an investor trades a coin with a counterparty in an exchange, that is an internal operation of the exchange. For example, if an investor buys Ethereum using Bitcoin, that is not recorded on the blockchain. What the blockchain records is monetary flows, money sent from one account to another. The UTEMIS platform works in the same way as an exchange with minor differences. In the open market, UTEMIS buys and sells orders that are transacted as any other asset, but it is expected that by the nature of the UTEMIS business, the majority of transactions will be generated inside the UTEMIS platform. This platform treats the buy and sell orders differently. While the buy orders are transferred to the open market, the sell orders are compensated internally. Taking a look in their roadmap, we can see that the idea of the UTEMIS ecosystem was born back in June of 2017 and a 10-year business plan was created. On January of 2018, the first companies to integrate UTEMIS signed up from the countries of Colombia, Brazil, and Mexico. On February of 2018, the pre-ICO takes place, the preparation for the alpha version of UTEMIS started as well as the selection of sales personnel. Now let's take a look what the future looks like for them. ICO will end up on April. By the end of May, they aim to have hired 300 sales personnel and reach 100 companies and launch the beta platform of UTEMIS. Also, the UTEMIS token will start trading in the exchanges on May. By the end of summer, UTEMIS is looking to add another 700 employees and reach 10,000 companies that will integrate UTEMIS in their business. For 2019, they aim to start operations in Chile, Argentina, and the rest of countries of Latin America, and in 2020 to start operations in the United States, with all the companies that conduct business with Latin American companies. A detailed roadmap for the entire 2019, and we get the plans of the company until 2020. Their roadmap looks solid and shows a great project in the making. If they manage to get the 1,000 employees by the end of summer and the 10,000 companies to integrate UTEMIS in their business, we are looking at a massive project that will change how business are conducted in Latin America. Down to price and token distribution. There will be a total of 200 billion UTEMIS coins. Yes, you heard me correctly, it's 200 billion with a B. 20% will be sold on the pre-ICO, 50% on the ICO, 15% will go on bounties and referrals, since they have a referral program that offers 15%, and 10% will be maintained by the team and founders, and 5% will be reserved by the company. At the end of the day, we're looking at the 85-15% token distribution, which is more than ideal in favor of the public. It even surpasses my 80-20% rule. Their token distribution can be deemed excellent. When it comes to price, you can get 1.5 million per Ethereum, but on the pre-ICO you can get 2.2 1.5 million UTEMIS per Ethereum, since they offer 50% bonus. On the ICO, there's a 30% bonus, and on the second phase of the ICO, a 10% bonus. Essentially, the price on the pre-ICO is very appealing if you think that with $1 you can get about 2,500 UTEMIS. Their soft cap is only 5,000 Ethereum. When it comes to hard cap, it's hard to estimate it since with all the bonuses this can vary. It seems that if they sell entirely, it will be around 50 to 60,000 Ethereum, which brings the market cap to $45 to $55 million given the price per Ethereum today. Given the current market that averages coin around 100 to 200 million market cap, this has quite some room to grow. Keep in mind any unsold tokens will be burned according to their white paper, so this may end up having a lot less coin supply. Well, this is one of the rare occasions that a new cryptocurrency is created to do something that couldn't be done before, as it should be with any other ICO out there, but unfortunately lately majority of the ICOs are copying existing ideas. The idea behind the project is just genius. It solves a problem that can help an entire continent to perform business faster and safer. The fact that they aim to get 10,000 companies integrated by the end of the summer is something that, if it happened, can make UTEMIS extremely valuable. Their team is strong and well experienced. They already formed partnerships in 3 countries. They have 10 companies signed up, but there are more to follow. Their roadmap is detailed and promising. The token distribution can be deemed great with 85-15% in favor of investors, and the price makes sense. I would prefer a less number of tokens to be honest, but since everything else aligns, I will let this one slide. Personally, and it's the first time I say this openly, I will invest in this. I had the privilege to get in touch with the co-founder of UTEMIS, Dr. Juan Pablo Vázquez, and after he explained me the whole business model, I was convinced. I will also have an interview with him later this month, so please, if you have any questions, comment them below so I can ask them to him directly. The interview will be released in my YouTube channel. To conclude this, the fact that I'm investing in this does not mean you should invest in this as well. You have to do your research. Please take some time, do your research in the UTEMIS project. Many of you will find the project a great idea, many will not. It is the first time I endorse so openly a project, and I understand the risks of doing that. I will keep covering this in the days to come since I see tremendous possibilities in this. Plus, I'm expecting some groundbreaking news in this project soon. Thank you for watching. Please make sure you hit the subscribe button for daily videos about crypto. And don't forget, always do your own research before investing. Have a great day.